In this video, we will be doing the question solving part of CBSE 2024-25 for the chapter Presentation of Data, Class 11 Statistics. Here there are 10 questions from the chapter Presentation of Data for CBSE 2024-25. The questions are, question number 1 is what is meant by presentation of data? Question number 2 is distinguish between a bar diagram and histogram. Question number 3 is draw a pie chart for the following data. So we have these data, the items and the expenditures and are given, and we will have to draw the pie chart from these data. Question number 4 is state any 3 advantages of graphical presentations. Question number 5 is what is an ogive? Mention its uses. Question 6 is draw a simple bar diagram and a multiple bar diagram. Question 7 is explain 2 rules for continuity in a histogram. Question 8 is why are diagrams preferred over tables? Question 9 is construct a frequency polygon for group data. Question 10 is what are arithmetic line graph? So these are the 10 questions. You can solve it yourself or I will be explaining it to you in the next slides. Now answer number 1 for the question presentation of data. What is presentation of data? The answer number 1 will be presentation of data refers to the process of organizing, arranging and displaying of the raw data in the understandable form. Presentation of data in statistics helps in clear analysis and comparisons of data for further decision making. And what are the 3 forms of presentations of data mainly? The main 3 forms are textual form, tabular form, and graphical form or diagrammatical form. So these are the 3 forms of presentations of data. Now answer 2A, which is distinguish between bar diagram and histogram. So what is the distinction? Here we have the distinguishing factors are what? Bar diagram is a graphical presentation of the discrete data. Discrete data what? There are certain values. So these are the discrete data. Histogram is a graphical presentation of the continuous data. The next difference is what? The nature of data in a bar diagram are qualitative or discrete and discrete or quantitative data. So they can be qualitative or discrete quantitative data. The histogram case is what? The nature of data in histogram are continuous frequency distribution data. The third distinguishing number is what? Bars in a bar diagram are separated by equal space and equal width spaces, while in histogram there are no spaces between the bars in a histogram. Next, the bars are equally width in the bar diagram, while in histogram bars width may vary as per the class intervals. In the bar diagram, the next difference is what? The bars can be arranged in any order, while in histogram mostly follows the orders of the class intervals. The next is what? X-axis has the categories in case of bar diagram and Y-axis has the values of frequency in case of the bar diagram. While in case of histogram, X-axis has the class interval and Y-axis has the frequencies or the frequency densities. The last one we give the example where for bar diagram what we have number of players in a different team in a football match, while in case of histogram the example is number of players grouped as per age in a football match. So here the 2 diagrammatic forms are presented in the 2 diagrams. We find the bar diagram and the histogram drawn in the diagram or the graphical form also. Now answer 2B is for the question distinguish between histogram and frequency polygon. So the first point is histogram is a graphical representation of data in adjacent bars or rectangles, while frequency polygon is obtained by joining the points with the straight line in the graph. And here next one is what? Frequencies are represented by the heights of the bars or the rectangles in case of the histogram, while in frequency polygon the frequencies are represented by the points plotted at the class midpoint or marks and connected by the lines. The next point is what? Histogram suitable for showing the distributions of any single frequency distribution, while in frequency polygon useful for comparing 2 or more frequency distribution on a particular graph. Next point is what? For histogram, class intervals are presented on the x-axis and the frequencies on the y-axis, while for frequency polygon, class midpoints are presented on the x-axis and the frequencies on the y-axis. Again, for the histogram, what is the next point? Data are continuous with rectangles touch each other, while for frequency polygon, polygonal lines and is normally closed at both the ends with zero frequency classes. Last point is what? Histogram, it occupies more spaces, while in frequency polygon, it occupies less space. So again, the two diagrams are presented in the right hand side, the histogram and the frequency polygon. So frequency polygon, we see the dotted line. This is the frequency polygon, which is the straight line joined together and connected. So this is the frequency polygon line, and which is obtained from the histogram. Now for answer 3, what we will have to draw the pie chart for the given table where the items and expenditures are given. So here we know that the calculation of pie chart, we will have to first convert it into percentage or degree, and we see that here it is already given in percentage, expenditure is already given in percentage. So we will only have to put the values and then draw the graph as per the values of the percentages given. So we have drawn it and found out that the different percentage of food, education, transport and others, which are the items, are presented in the given pie chart. Now answer 4 is what? We will have to write down the 3 advantages of the graphical presentations. So what are the 3 advantages? First one is easy to understand complex data as graphs, charts and diagrams. So we can understand data in the graphical presentation form, which are charts, graphs or diagrams, more easily. Next is what? Facilitates comparisons of data through line graphs, bar diagrams and pie charts. The third one is what? Trends and patterns in the graphical or the diagrammatic presentations of data. What? It is useful to find out the relationships, increase and decrease patterns easily. So we can understand from the trends and patterns in these graphical presentations, the relationships and the increase and decreasing of patterns very easily from these diagrammatical presentations. The fifth answer for what is an ogive and what are mentioned its uses, we will have to answer it. So answer 5 is an ogive is the graphical presentations where the cumulative frequency distribution of the dataset is used. So ogive is a graphical presentation from the cumulative frequency distribution of the dataset, and we know that cumulative frequency can be found out from the frequency of the dataset. Next, the uses of ogive. The uses of ogive are: ogive is used to find out the median, percentile, decile and quartiles for a particular distribution. This is the first use. Next, ogive determines how many values lie above and below a certain value. So these are the two usefulness of ogive. Now answer 6 is we will have to draw the simple bar diagram and the multiple bar diagram. So for this we have taken the class roll numbers of students, and in the classes they belong to class 6, 7 and 8. So 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. These are the roll numbers of the different students belonging to class 6, 7 and 8, and their average marks obtained are given in the what? Vertical axis. So in the horizontal axis we have the roll numbers of students of class 6, 7 and 8, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40, and their average marks are calculated on the vertical axis. So what happens? The dark pink line, this gives the average marks obtained in class 6, the light pink gives the average marks obtained in class 7, and the orange color gives average marks obtained in class 8. So in this way we do the simple bar diagram. We have represented the simple bar diagram where the 3 bars represent the 3 average marks of students obtained in class 6, 7 and 8. Now for the multiple bar diagram also we find what? We have drawn what? The costs in the first, second and third month for what? The different paths, okay, for the factory inputs. So what is it? The machinery, the labor, the transport, the raw materials and the others. So these are the different costs which is presented in the stacked or the multiple bar diagram. The machinery cost, the labor cost, the transport cost, the raw material cost and the others cost. So in one bar or in one stack only we get the different cost in the first month, second month and third month. So dark pink again represent the first month cost, the light pink represent the second month cost, and the orange represent the cost in the third month for the different inputs, which is machinery, labor, transport, raw material and others. So in this way we present the simple bar diagram and the multiple bar diagram. Answer 7 is we will have to write down the rules for continuity of a histogram, and they are what? They are: the first one is that the bars of rectangles are adjacent to one another with no clear gaps. The next is what? Class intervals are continuous. The third rule is what? Class intervals are marked in the x-axis and frequencies are marked in the y-axis. The fourth rule is what? Width of each rectangles represent the class intervals and heights represent the frequency or the frequency distribution of a class. The fifth rule is what? Area of each rectangle is proportional to the frequency of the corresponding class. So these are all the 5 rules for continuity of a histogram in the graphical presentations. Now we come to answer 8, which is why are diagrams preferred over tables? So answer 8 will be diagrams are preferred over tables for presentations of data. Because why? What are the reasons? Diagrams provide quick visualization of data, which helps to understand relationships and patterns easily. The next point is what? Diagrams is better option to show connections of cycles, hierarchical and cause and effect of data. The third point is what? Easy to remember diagrams. The fifth point is what? Diagrams highlight trends and patterns of data distribution. So for these reasons, diagrams are preferred over tables for presentation of data. Now in answer 9, we will have to find the frequency polygon for group data. We know that for group data, we always require the class mark or the class midpoint. So the class intervals are given here 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. For this, we will have to find out the class mark or the midpoint, which is 0 to 10, we have 5, 10 to 20, 15, 20 to 30, 25, 30 to 40, 35, 40 to 50, 45. So for the x-axis and the y-axis, what we x-axis we just point the class mark and the y-axis we point the frequency. So what are the plotting points? 5, 5, 15, 8, 25, 12, 35, 10, 45, 5. So in this way we point the frequency polygon for the group data, which is the black line. The last answer will be what is arithmetic line graph? So the answer for this question will be arithmetic line graph is the time series graph, where the time can be in years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, or seconds. The time is plotted in the x-axis and the value of the variables is plotted along the y-axis. A line graph is obtained, join the points. So this is known as the arithmetic line graph. So this is the meaning of the arithmetic line graph, and in this way we just solve out all the 10 questions from presentation of data for CBSE 2024-25 question paper. Thank you.